Well, it's getting close to Christmas and it's time to get down to business of wrapping presents. And I decided instead of using store-bought wrapping paper, I'm going to make my own because I've got great crayons and pencils and watercolor and I've got some good paper. My son and I made these tiles, and so I want to package them up, and I thought it'd be much more appropriate to have handmade paper to go with handmade tiles. And it's going to be a collaborative project. My son did the drawing for the wrapping paper, and then I'm going to do a little bit around it here in a minute. But we started with the white art paper. This is 12 inches by 100 feet. It's a really nice paper. You can watercolor on it. In this case, we use the color pencils. And so I'm just going to kind of flip that over. And I can decide whether I want it this way or another way, I suppose. So I will find something a little more appropriate, perhaps a nice silver one. And there I have this nice gift ready to go with all the drawing and whatnot. And to go along with that, I think that I might make my own name tag or my own gift card. So I've started with, I've already started doing some of it. And I will use my connector pen to finish it off. Just needs some feet. Color that in. And maybe a little shadow here with an Eco pencil. That out. Square that up a little bit. That was a little. Okay. And I can punch a hole in it. And I've got this nice cording. Okay, trim it off. I can tie it onto the package and then stick my bow. And all I have to do is fill in to and from. Now I have another gift that is not really in a box, and so I bought one of these plain gift bags. And I have cut out a circle of this black velour paper, and it's very much fun to work with that. And in that case, I'm going to use, in this case, I'm going to use my beeswax crayons. And I think for this one, I'm just going to do a simple snowman. All right, give me some. Before I get too far, I want to do the nose. You get as elaborate as you like. Just make it very, very basic and very simple. And leave a place for this scarf. A little bit of his body. And through there. Let's give him a little hat. And I want to make him look kind of happy, so we'll just give him a bit of a smile in through here. All right. Then I can go ahead and attach that to a gift bag, and so I have that also hand decorated. Now, okay, the next thing I have, I'm giving somebody some fabulous art supplies, some gel sticks, metallic, connector, watercolors, eco pencils, some metallic eco pencils, and this really fabulous batch of connector pens. I put it in this plastic container so that they have some place to store their materials. And so this is not like your normal box shape, it's a little bit odd. And so for this case, instead of having an overall pattern that just randomly things fall where they belong or where they end up, I'm going to kind of pre-wrap it. And this is my recycled newsprint paper. And what I'm doing now is kind of indicating a little bit where the sides and the edges are. Put this around here. And I'm doing this to kind of give me an idea of where maybe to do some designs. And I'm going to use some watercolor and maybe some gel crayons. I'm going to put this off to the side. So this is what the roll of newsprint looks like. And so this is going to be my top. These are the sides. I'll kind of flip it over this way. And so I can kind of use that as a loose guide. And I think I'll start first by doing some little spirals on the top. And if I kind of have these go over a little bit into the other part of the paper, it doesn't make any difference because it's going to be an overall festive patterning. All right, and you can see I got all those spirals. I might want to come back and go over them a little bit more in a couple places to make the color a little bit richer in some selected areas. But I want to kind of keep it look spontaneous. All right, there's the top. And then maybe on the side, I will do some stripes. Maybe very meticulous and very geometric about this, or in this case I kind of like doing it like this, just very spontaneously, and I kind of go from dark to light. And on the other side, he uses kind of turquoise color, which is very pretty. In this case, I think I'm going to recharge and maybe come from this side and let it kind of fade out as you get to the center. On the back, I think I am going to take some green and make some polka dots. And I want to match that. This is where we'll have kind of a meeting of the paper in the back. And on the ends, I think I'm going to just take kind of a darker red. Make some broad stripes, kind of like candy cane. And I need to include that in here. And here. I think I'll do the same thing on this end. I have some idea of what this is going to look like, but I'm not altogether sure, so part of the fun of this is going to be how it ends up. Alright, so I got a pretty good start there. Then I'm going to take some of my gel crayons. And there's a nice fluorescent kind of yellow-green here that I think would be kind of nice to just very quickly come through. And these are very, very soft. I'm just drawing butter. And so I'm going to kind of put a background in here with these. And you can cover a lot of material, a lot of surface very quickly, maybe even just a little bit in there. I like the way it kind of looks when it overlaps that magenta color a little bit, so I'm not going to be particularly careful in applying this. And I kind of like the expressionistic gesture here. Now these will stay moist and movable for a little while, but eventually these do set up. So you might want to wait an hour or so before you actually use this as the paper. We're going to push it a little bit. Okay, that'll be the top. And then maybe you can use this pink on this side. You maybe go in between those lines. If they go over the blue, they make this really very attractive purple. I like that. Maybe on this side, then we use a little green. And for the back, maybe we just need some pink. Nice. All right. Go over. Over. Let's see how it looks. And this seems very appropriate to be wrapping art supplies in handmade paper. More pieces of tape. Okay, and then you can select whatever kind of ribbon you want. You know, this kind of shiny turquoise might look really nice with that. I've got some others. You could find something else and get wide pieces, thin pieces, whatnot. You know, choose maybe a nice couple color bows or whatever. You know, once you get the package wrapped, then it's up to you to kind of decide ribbon and all the other things. Make gift cards, use gift bags, whatever. So once this is finished, maybe even a big bow like that, but once I have everything wrapped, then the only thing left to do is put everything under the tree.